everyone who was alive at the time knows exactly where they were and what they were doing when news broke that the Princess of Wales had been involved in a car crash in Paris. It was late at night, and I was babysitting 2 little boys. I remember it was about 1 o'clock in the morning when I drove home. The somber voice of the presenter ceased the music to inform listeners that they were getting word that Princess Diana had been involved in a car crash. I continued the short drive home and told my mother as soon as I opened the door. She had been listening to talk radio, or some such program. I remember fixing tea while she flicked on the TV to get a station. Details are sketchy because it's been too long, but I'm sure we didn't have Sky News back then, therefore, they must have broken into programming. Details of that night will live with me for the rest of my life. I remember how anyone can survive a crash that totally mangled a car. Everything changed that night. Media scrambled to get their story straight. The paparazzi were chasing the princess, but one thing that was reported that night, that has never been mentioned, was the white Fiat Uno witnesses reported seeing. Who was the driver and why was it in the tunnel? Witnesses reported seeing a big flash of light just before the crash. To this day that car has never been found, but I distinctly remember witnesses who were in the tunnel that night talking about it. My mother and I had gone to bed content that all she had sustained in that crash was a broken arm, which was what had been reported at the time. You can imagine my disbelief to find on waking that she had succumbed to her injuries. Diana was dead. Had she predicted her own death? You decide. 1. The circumstances of Diana's death were confusing and chaotic at the time, precisely because of likely mistakes and human error. For years, conspiracy theorists have raised questions about these, asking, why did the ambulance take so long to get to the hospital? Why did emergency responders clear the tunnel so quickly? And why were the surveillance cameras not working? 2. Was Diana murdered? Like Mohammed Al-Fayed, father of Dodi, Diana's lover, who also died in the crash, publicly accused the royal family of murder. 3. Some claim Diana foresaw her own death, based on the publication of a letter she had supposedly written to her former butler Paul Burrell, which read, "My husband is planning an accident in my car." And Diana's spiritual advisor claimed to have warned her brakes would be tampered with. 4. In the infamous 1995 BBC interview with Martin Bashir, Diana claimed that those within the royal household see me as a threat. However eerie or striking these premonitions and insider testimonies seem, none of these claims in and of themselves prove the theories that she was murdered. I have always maintained Diana was taken out by MI6 because she knew too much, and I am sure I am not the only one who holds this belief.
Well, good morning and welcome to episodes 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Episode 4, I think it might be episode 4 of Conspiracy. Right, as this is the 31st of August, the anniversary of Diana's death. I used to call her Princess Diana, but she doesn't like me calling her that. She doesn't like, so I'm just going to call her Diana because she said that's her name. Okay, now Diana's come through. I've always had my own thoughts and my own intuition to what happened that night, okay? But I want to see what the cards say, and then obviously we've got the kind of re-research that's done, but I want to see what the cards say, and then I want, if Diana's willing to just to tell us, okay? I know of people who think Diana's still alive. I don't get her still alive, okay? I don't. Although after she passed away, about a couple of weeks after she passed away, you were hearing rumours, and that was what, gosh, in the night, was it 96 or something? Rumours that she passed away, that she was still alive. But I don't get her, I don't get her still, I mean her spirit comes in, her spirit does come in, so make of that what you will, make of that what you will, okay? So, I'm just wondering, we'll see what spirit says about that night, and then I'll let Diana say. Oops, she's picking her own cards. Okay. So what happened that night? What happened that night? Okay. Right. Oh well. I'm hearing she was getting too powerful. I mean, she was loved. I'm not a royalist by any means, but I absolutely loved Diana. I thought she was absolutely wonderful. She was everything she turned her hand to was successful at. She was successful at, and certain members didn't like that. They didn't. She was trapped. She was trapped. Like a lamb to the slaughter, I'm hearing. Like a lamb to the slaughter. Chosen. Chosen. She was very much her own person. They tried to break her. Diana Snowdon. They tried to break her, but her soul and her spirit was too strong for them, and they didn't. That's what they didn't like either. She chose, obviously, to leave the marriage. She chose it. As soon as she was married, she wanted away. She wanted away. She still holds the world in the palm of her hand. She still does. Wow, do you know what I'm seeing? This has never came across. And Diana's standing over, well, she's sitting over there. I feel as if there's another child. Another child. But this child's in spirit. Wow. I feel as if there was something hushed up. Hushed up. Do you know what I'm getting? Ever since Diana died, I'm saying died, I mean I know I'm trying, like spirits kind of telling me, but ever since she passed away, the royal family has nosedived. Their popularity just took a nosedive, absolutely. Wow. Her, but you were passionate with people. She was passionate with people. She loved people. She loved people. She still watches over her children. They're her children. They're her children. She still watches over them. Wow. She came to Earth on a quest for this moment. For this moment. To stick a spoke on the side of the royal family. That's what it was. To put a big spoke in the works. You know, to slow them down. She's got a wee bit complacent, as in she let her guard down. She let her guard down. She's saying that sometimes she feels as if her quest was in vain, in the early days, but now she can see it wasn't. It wasn't, because of where the royal family were and where they are now. She's saying, she's actually said this as well. She would have, wouldn't have mattered. She could have been born with nothing and she would have still helped people. I feel as if she was an empath as well. She was an empath. She was why she came here with a whole load of mission. She came here with a mission. And now she's where she is, still on a mission. She's still on a mission. She's talking to me. She's talking to me. I'm seeing how much I can tell you. She has got quite a good sense of humour. Right, to hold a mirror up for the public to see past the pomp and the ceremony, and to see the real them, what they were really like. That was her mission. She said this before this card came out. Like, I shouldn't laugh, it's no funny. She said they're a bunch of witches. And she means witches. She means witches in the full sense of the word. A bunch of witches. She's talking about three in particular, 3 women. Oh, okay. Right, she's still going to stand back. She's going to... The 3 witches. The 3 witches. The Queen Mum, the Queen, and the Queen's sister. 3 witches. 3 witches. She's saying Princess Anne just does her own thing, but she's worth a watch as well, but she just does her own thing. But the 3 witches. Wow, they've got even more riches stored away somewhere. I mean, I know that they've got the crown jewels and everything, but this is more. This is other wealth that they've stored away. They were always drinking blood. They were always drinking blood. That's even Diana saying that, they were always drinking blood. I'm hearing they were like vampires. Like vampires. She's saying her boy, I'm thinking that the only thing I'm thinking is Harry has found his own path. He's got to find his own way, he's got to find his own path. Is she proud? Well, the explosive she's proud of, but she's still worried. She's still worried. I would say that the monarchy's fallen. That's what she's telling me. The monarchy has fallen. They're just playing out. They're just playing the end game. The end game. A Time for Healing. That's came out in Melbourne. A Time for Healing, but she's talking about that doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. Diana's got all the children. She's got the children. The ones that didn't make it, I'm going to cry. The ones that didn't make it, she's got. That doesn't surprise me. Because she taught early years. You know, early years. I'm asking her if she's got anything to say. She's saying, look after you, look after your family. She's saying the veil is very, very thin between good and evil. It's very, very thin, but good is coming. She's saying good always outweighs evil. Evil never ever wins. Never. She's got such a sense of humour. She says, I mean, you know I was murdered, right? I mean, you know that. You know I was murdered. You know that they done something. The cars were switched. Oh, all right, because she's taken me to the engine of the car because the car was switched. But we know that. But they knew, they second guessed that the car was going to be switched. And I'm seeing like a big bright light, right? A big flash. And she says then there was nothing. Then there was nothing. Do you know what she's telling me? This is confusing even for me. Reports of her death were greatly exaggerated at the time. Reports of her death. They were greatly exaggerated. So, did they... Oh, she says, well, just let's say I never ever come out of the hospital. I don't get, I get her spirit, you know, like say, she's in spirit. I know people think that she's still alive, but I get her in, every time she comes through here, it's the spirit that comes through, okay? Her soul comes through, so it's a soul-to-soul connection. It's just a bit of confusion that reports of her death were greatly exaggerated. But she's saying, you know, my ex-husband wanted me dead. And it was to clear away... She's laughing because of what I call... I'm trying to keep this nice and clean. She's laughing because of what I call Camilla. He wanted the past cleared so that he could marry Camilla. She says, I hold no malice for her own sake and the sake of her boys. She watches over her boys, she watches over her grandchildren, her grandchildren. Does she wish things were different? Yes, absolutely. She wanted to marry somebody else. She was in love with somebody else. When she was young, she was in love with somebody else. I wonder if were you in a relationship then? Right. So it's like a contract. Just typical, but that was her sole contract as well, was to bring down the royal family. The witches. She keeps calling them the witches. The witches. So yes, I would say yes. But I think everybody who's anybody who isn't, you know, fully into the royal family knows that Diana, that you were murdered. Everybody knows it. Taken out. She's free. She's free. She's free to go anywhere she wants. Do you know, she says she still sees Dodie. She still sees him, and you know, he's got his own kind of mission. Dodie's got his own mission, but she still sees him. She still sees him. She says where the UK is now, it doesn't surprise her. But it's a big expose that's going on, a big expose. And it's to get the people to rise up. And it's basically to expose those in authority. It's to expose, you know, those who have kept the people down. And that's she's on the mission as well, because that's what she's doing too. She keeps an eye on her boys, she keeps an eye on her grandchildren. But she's that side, she's saying that, you know, she's keeping that to herself, and fully respectful that she does. But yes, the conspiracy is not a conspiracy. They took her out. They took her out, and it was to clear the way for Camilla. You know. Anyway, so thanks very much for coming in. We must do a deep, another deep one, because Michael Jackson's here too. Michael Jackson, he's never came through, but I've always liked Michael Jackson. The connection with Michael Jackson is a connection with me and my brother, because my brother absolutely loved Michael Jackson. So every time I hear Michael, it puts me in mind of my brother, you know, who's also in spirit. So yes, we can do a wee maybe a wee one-to-one with Michael as well, and see what Michael has to, because he knew they took him out too. I mean, they took you out too, I mean, I know that. So I'll go, and I'll be back soon, okay, with another update. Bye for now.